The Battle Royale genre has experienced one of the most dramatic arcs in gaming history, a meteoric rise followed by a gradual fall. What began as an experimental game mode evolved into a dominant force in the industry, only to eventually lose much of its luster. The genre's journey is a compelling story about innovation, oversaturation, and the shifting preferences of players. The roots of Battle Royale games can be traced back to community-made mods. Games like Minecraft, Hunger Games, and the Arma 2 mod DayZ Battle Royale laid the foundation for what would become one of the most influential genres in modern gaming. However, it was Brendan Greene, better known as PlayerUnknown, who truly brought Battle Royale into the spotlight. He developed the Battle Royale mod for Arma 3, later worked on H1Z1 King of the Kill, and ultimately created PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, aka PUBG. Released in 2017, PUBG was a breakout hit. It popularized the genre's signature blend of survival mechanics, looting, and the shrinking save zone that forced player confrontations. Its success wasn't just a fluke, it demonstrated a hunger among gamers for competitive, high-stakes gameplay. At its peak, PUBG attracted millions of players and helped push Battle Royale into mainstream awareness. Hot on its heels was Fortnite. Originally intended as a co-op zombie survival game, Fortnite was reworked into a Battle Royale title after PUBG's success. Launching in late 2017, Fortnite Battle Royale quickly eclipsed PUBG in terms of cultural impact. It owed its explosive growth to several factors. It was free to play, accessible on multiple platforms, including mobile, and had a whimsical, cartoonish art style that appealed to younger audiences. Fortnite's constant updates, in-game events, and celebrity collaborations made it more than just a game. It became a global phenomenon. Soon, nearly every major publisher wanted a piece of the pie. Activision entered the scene with Call of Duty Warzone, bringing slick gunplay and high production values. Respawn Entertainment launched Apex Legends with a surprise drop that emphasized movement, hero-based combat, and a revolutionary ping system. Even smaller developers joined the fray, releasing their own takes like Realm Royale and Spellbreak. For a time, it seemed like every game wanted a Battle Royale mode, but as the genre's popularity grew, so did its problems. The market became oversaturated, new entries began to feel like clones rather than creative evolutions. With many studios jumping on the bandwagon and trying to capitalize on the new trend as fast as possible, every new game that came out focused more on monetization than innovation, aggressively pushing battle passes, cosmetic microtransactions, and limited time items. This emphasis on revenue over gameplay led to player fatigue and cynicism. Additionally, technical issues plagued some of the biggest games in the genre. Warzone became notorious for its cheater problem and bloated updates. Apex Legends struggled with bugs, matchmaking problems, and inconsistent balancing. Fortnite's endless updates, while ambitious, occasionally alienated longtime players who felt the game was changing too quickly or becoming too commercialized. Some games never stood a chance. Ubisoft's Hyperscape was shut down due to low engagement. Radical Heights was rushed out during its early stages and failed to make an impact. The Culling, once seen as a promising Battle Royale title, collapsed under the weight of a controversial pay-per-play model. These failures highlight just how crowded and competitive the genre had become. Yet, the Battle Royale genre is not entirely dead, but it has lost its spark. While once the reigning champion of gaming trends, it now exists as one genre among many. Players have shifted their attention to extraction shooters like Escape from Tarkov, team-based games like Valorant, and survival games like DayZ. The sheer variety in modern multiplayer offerings has pulled players in new directions. Even within the Battle Royale space, evolution continues. Fortnite remains a juggernaut, regularly introducing new mechanics and experiences. Apex Legends maintains a healthy community with frequent updates and seasonal events. Warzone, though struggling at times, remains one of the most played FPS titles globally. These games may no longer dominate headlines, but they still hold significant influence. Despite this decline in mainstream dominance, it's important to recognize that these Battle Royale games still maintain loyal and passionate followings. Their communities continue to thrive. Content creators still produce popular streams and videos, and developers continue to support them with new features and updates. However, the question remains, how long can this last? Are these games built to stand the test of time, or are they slowly fading into a more niche status? Can the genre reinvent itself again, or is it destined to be remembered as a fleeting trend? The rise and fall of Battle Royale games is a story of timing, creativity, and excess. It shows how quickly a genre can capture the heart and imagination of millions, how just as quickly it can burn out when oversold. For developers, it's a cautionary tale. success must be followed by meaningful innovation, not just monetization. For players, it's a reminder to appreciate when a genre is fresh and exciting before it becomes a victim of its own success. Whether the Battle Royale genre will have a second golden age is unknown, but if it does return to prominence, it will likely look very different from the games that first defined the genre. One thing's for sure, the influence of Battle Royale is here to stay, even if its glory days are behind us. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment sharing your thoughts, and subscribe for more videos like this one. See you next time.